Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over how to find product opportunities on Amazon that extend past the holidays. So I'm going to show you a fantastic tool called AMZSCOUT and how you can use this extension to improve your product research process. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sebastian. I'm the founder of ZonRush, which is an Amazon advertising agency that helps sellers realize massive sales through enhanced marketing. I've been working really closely with AMZSCOUT these past few months and generating content to help you improve your Amazon business. So I'm really excited to dig into this tool today and go over product research strategies to help you find profitable winners. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. That way, as I give more Amazon product research tips like this, you'll get notified. Now let's go ahead and just review the research report that AMZSCOUT sent over so that way we can see some of their recommendations when looking at product research. So one of the things that stood out to me at a high level just from reviewing the entire report is they really want sellers to be able to spot potential seasonal products and compare their sales to sales that have consistently high sales throughout the entire year and not just a spike in sales, let's say in Q4 or Prime Day and things like that. So for example, when you're looking at your product research, it's really up to you if you want to target seasonal products. But what you want to see basically from the report that they're showing is any huge fluctuations in sales. So if the fluctuations are huge, you ideally might want to stay away from them if you're looking for a product to sustain sales throughout the entire year. So one of the examples that they gave for this is Halloween sweets, right? So Halloween just passed, and what they showed on the report is that, you know, though it may seem amazing, right? The average reviews are 431 and average monthly revenue is over $100,000 and the average margin is 61%. You know, it gave you a niche score of 8. However, they're showing you that when you look at the sales proximity, you can see that the sales trend for this particular product skyrockets towards the end of the year, obviously for Q4 for Halloween, and then they completely fall off of a cliff. And they illustrated that here, right here in the report. And I just think this was a fantastic illustration because if you're just looking at product research and you're not doing the niche history, for example, you're just kind of looking at the score and you're looking at other factors, then they might seem high. You're still going to also want to look at the niche history to make sure that you're not seeing these huge spikes in sales. Because if you are, odds are it's a seasonal product. And you can also see they also did a Google trend analysis, and you can see these huge spikes. I mean, these are massive tsunami spikes in search results, and then you can see they completely flatline. And sometimes a lot of sellers might not go that extra layer in the research process, and they might potentially get a product that's seasonal. So it really depends on what your strategy is. But for the average seller looking for sales throughout the entire year, these are some of the calculations and some of the things you're going to need to know when you're looking for Amazon product research. They've also provided rough calculations for this particular example. So when we look at this, on average from September to October, sellers receive around $214,000 in revenue, over 200 items per day, costing about $17.83. Now, from November to August, you can see sellers receive around $55,000 in revenue, around 10 units a day, again, roughly $17 to $83. So in just 2 months, the average seller of Halloween sweets earns 4 times more than he or she earns during the rest of the year. So again, this is a business decision that you'd have to make for yourself. If you can, exceed with these types of products, just know your revenue is going to come at a very small portion of the year. If you want sustained sales throughout the entire year, you might want to find a product that doesn't have those huge fluctuations. Now, in addition to seeing if a product is seasonal, you'll also want to see if potential market events will impact your sales. And I really like that AMZSCOUT included a market impact of big events, because what they're showing you here for this next product, for example, the iRobot Roomba, and also for the Furble Dog camera, is that beginning on Black Friday, so they took the stats from last year's Black Friday and pulled data all the way to December 2nd, you can just see that the sales on Black Friday and Cyber Monday are 4 times higher than the yearly average. And holiday seasons from Black Friday to New Year provides around 30% of the yearly sales. And the same thing for the Furbo dog camera. As you can see on the illustrations, I mean, these sales are massive. And so what they're showing here is you do have seasonalities, but you also have big events like Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Prime Day is another example. So what you're seeing is a lot of gadgets seem to do really well in these particular market events, right? So the Black Fridays we just went over, the Cyber Mondays, gadgets do really well. So if you're planning to sell a gadget, that's one thing to keep in mind, is that you might potentially see a huge sales peak during these potential market events. And just to illustrate another example of seasonal product sales would be the example that they provided with decorative lights. Because though decorative lights can be used throughout the entire year, maybe people are decorating their porch, outside their apartment, or just their home in general, they just want to have some sort of nice lights out. You can have sales throughout the entire year, but when we look at sales statistics for this type of product, you can see again, towards the end of Q4, sales just go off the charts, right? Holiday season provides around 38% of the yearly sales, which is fairly significant. And sales during holiday season are 2 to 4 times higher than the yearly average. And of course, you can also see the Christmas decorations illustrated using the AMZSCOUT tool when you review their niche history option on the Chrome extension. So tip number 1 is to analyze not only the niche history, but also look at the product price, the niche score, the average reviews, and also the sales trends throughout the entire year. Ideally, you'd want to target a product and list it on Amazon if you can see that the sales are consistently high throughout the entire year. Tip number 2, if you find a potential niche that seems profitable, don't forget to ask yourself the question, is this niche really growing, or is the increase due to a holiday season? Tip number 3, understand that after a holiday season spike in sales, there's also a post-holiday season drop in sales. So if you do decide to sell some sort of seasonal or holiday related product, just be aware that there is going to be that post drop in sales. Tip number 4, remember that holiday season sales make up more than 30% of the profit throughout the entire year. So that's a large chunk of change to wait for towards the end of the year if you do decide to sell a seasonal product. So tip number 5, generally sellers will see a 10% sales increase during Q4 and especially during the holiday season. So that's great news if you're not selling some sort of a seasonal product. AMZSCOUT is actually showing that any and every seller is still going to see a 10% boost in sales, and this is probably because of the tremendous amount of traffic that Amazon's going to be getting during this time frame. Tip number 6, be sure to look at multiple sources of data when you're looking for a potential product to sell on Amazon. So for example, when you're using the AMZSCOUT Pro extension, when you're looking at the first high-level overview, this is a great snapshot of the high points that you're going to want to look at when you're considering the product. Next, you'll want to look at the product history to ensure that the product is seeing sales consistently throughout the entire year, or if it's a potential seasonal product. And you can see that data right here. And you're also going to want to look at the niche history, which is a really neat feature that AMZSCOUT offers. And you can see overall the sales data for the entire year based on the entire niche. You'll also want to use Google Trends. It's completely free and it's a really neat way for you to track demand for a particular product throughout the entire year. So simply go to Google Trends, type in your main keyword phrase, and you can also fluctuate the time frame right here, and you'll be able to see if there are any fluctuations in demand, and you'll just want to be aware if there are fluctuations on the specific time frames in which the spikes occur to make sure that you're going to get consistent sales throughout the entire year if you're wanting to opt for a product that is not just seasonal but works all year round. I've partnered with AMZ Scout to provide you with not only a great deal on the Pro extension, but also to their online course on how to sell products on Amazon. What better way to learn than directly from a product research tool on how to do efficient product research? So be sure to check out this incredible deal right now by clicking the link below in the description for AMZ Scout Pro bundle, and you'll be able to not only get access to the Pro extension, but also free access to their online course that will help you improve your Amazon product research process. Thank you so much for watching, and if you found this video resourceful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. I'll see you guys on the next video.